The first time I met Linda Parker, she didn't knock, she stormed. My front door slammed so hard the frames on the wall rattled, and in walked this woman in her mid-50s, hair perfectly sprayed, wearing a blazer that screamed authority. She had a clipboard in one hand and the kind of expression you usually see on someone inspecting a crime scene. Except this wasn't a crime scene. It was my kitchen. She didn't say hello. She just launched right into it. This is your third violation this month, Mr. Miller. Your grass is over regulation height. Your trash cans were visible after pickup, and that mailbox? Absolute eyesore. Her voice was sharp, shrill, and she waved that clipboard like it was a weapon. I stood there holding my coffee mug, halfway to my lips, wondering what alternate universe I'd stumbled into. I'd moved to Maplewood Estates 3 weeks earlier, after 20 years on the police force. I'd been chasing peace, quiet mornings, maybe a backyard barbecue now and then. I thought I'd finally found it. But peace doesn't survive long when someone like Linda's around. Neighbors had warned me. She runs the HOA like a military base, they'd said, half joking, half traumatized. I didn't take it seriously at first. Every neighborhood has a that person, right? The one who measures fences and complains about mailbox paint. I figured, fine, I can handle that. I dealt with worse people on the job. But Linda, she was a different breed. She started small, warning letters for grass length, a fine for leaving my recycling bin out for an extra hour. Then came the anonymous notes. Your hedges are asymmetrical. Your flag isn't the correct shade of blue. Your car was parked facing the wrong direction for 14 minutes. It was all so absurd that I actually laughed, at first. But the thing about harassment is, it's not the size of each jab that breaks you down. It's how many land before you realize you're bleeding. The turning point was the barbecue. I'd invited a few neighbors over. Burgers, a little music, nothing wild. Everyone seemed to relax, even joked about how rare it was to have fun without Linda showing up. But right around sunset, she appeared, like a storm cloud in pearls. Clipboard. Tape measure. She didn't even say hi, just marched straight to the fence, stretched her tape, and declared, 4.7 feet. HOA regulations require 5. Then she spun on her heel like she'd just solved a murder case. That night, I sat on my porch, beer in hand, and thought, this woman's not just enforcing rules, she's enforcing control. It wasn't about grass or fences. It was about power. Over the next few weeks, things escalated. I'd catch flashes outside my window late at night, camera flashes. She'd be peeking over my fence, snapping pictures, claiming she was documenting inconsistencies. At one point, she even climbed a stepladder to look into my garage. I caught her red-handed, and she didn't even flinch. It's part of my duty, she said, like a cop in a uniform that only existed in her imagination. I tried everything. Ignored her, reasoned with her, even reported her to the HOA board. They just shrugged. She is the board, they said. Then came the day everything blew up. I was out back fixing a few warp boards on the fence. Had my headphones in, music going, didn't hear the front door open. When I finally walked back inside, sweaty and tired, I froze. There she was, Linda Parker, standing in my dining room, rifling through my mail. My bills, personal letters, even a birthday card for my mother, spread out like evidence. She was taking pictures with her phone, muttering to herself. My kitchen drawers were open, my calendar flipped over. Linda, I said, trying to keep my voice level, what exactly do you think you're doing? She straightened, chin up, like she'd rehearsed this moment. I'm conducting an inspection. You've been reported for multiple violations, and the HOA charter gives me full authority to investigate. I couldn't help but laugh. Not a loud laugh, just that soft, disbelieving kind that means this can't be real. You think you can just walk into someone's home? I asked. It's implied, she snapped. How else am I supposed to ensure compliance? From the outside, I said, like a normal person. Her face flushed. I reached into my wallet, pulled out something I hadn't needed in months, my badge. Let me show you something, Linda. The moment she saw the badge, her whole body froze. Color drained from her face. You're a cop, she whispered. Was, I corrected. Retired. 20 years on the force. And just so you know, that camera in the corner, been recording since you walked in. So has the one in the kitchen. And the one by the door? Got you entering without permission. Her clipboard slipped from her hand. This is a misunderstanding, she stammered. I thought I heard you say come in. Through my noise-canceling headphones? That's impressive hearing, Linda. I pulled out my phone and started dialing. Dispatch, this is Daniel Miller, badge 5084. I need units at my residence for a burglary in progress. Her eyes went wide. Wait, we can work this out. I'll leave. I'll forget this ever happened, please. That's not how crime works, I said quietly. By the time the patrol cars pulled up, half the neighborhood was outside. People stood on their lawns, pretending to check mail or water plants, but everyone was watching. 2 officers came in. I showed them the footage, and their expressions tightened. Ma'am, one said calmly, you're under arrest for criminal trespass and unlawful entry. Linda's face twisted, voice cracking. You can't arrest me. I'm the HOA president. My husband's a lawyer. Then he'll understand your rights, the officer replied, snapping the cuffs. The sound of that metal click, it was like a gavel striking. For years, this woman had ruled with intimidation, and now she couldn't even control her own shaking hands. As they let her out, someone across the street started clapping. Then another joined. Within seconds, the entire block was watching Linda Parker, the self-proclaimed queen of Maplewood Estates, being escorted to a squad car. I stood on the porch, arms crossed, not gloating, just relieved. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted peace. A few weeks later, word spread fast. Linda had been charged with trespass and attempted identity theft for photographing personal documents. She pled down, got probation, fines, and community service. The HOA board held an emergency vote. Unanimous. She was removed. Her real estate agency dropped her soon after. Neighbors said she started keeping to herself. No clipboard, no tape measure, just quiet. For the first time since I'd moved there, the neighborhood actually felt like a neighborhood again. People waved. Kids played outside. And I could finally sit on my porch without watching my back. But here's the thing, I don't hate her. I think, deep down, Linda was just a lonely person who needed to feel in control of something. Maybe the rules gave her a sense of order when everything else in her life was chaos. It doesn't excuse what she did, but it does make me wonder how many villains are really just people who've lost control of their own story. I see her sometimes, walking her dog down the street, eyes down, no clipboard in sight. I nod. She doesn't nod back. But that's fine. Some peace doesn't need acknowledgement. It just needs to exist. So yeah, that's how the HOA president broke into my house and got arrested by the guy who just wanted to grow tomatoes in peace. And now I'm curious, what do you think? Was I right to press charges, or should I have just let it go? Drop a comment, tell me what you'd have done. Because in neighborhoods like this, justice isn't just about laws. It's about boundaries and who dares to cross them.